we do need to, as consumers of this media, the people that want to see something different in the world that isn't, perverted and messing up our children, you need to put your money where your mouth is. You can't just continue to consume free content. This is why, we have to diversify. We're on Rumbles, of course, libertylockdown.locals.com as well for people that want to support the show so that I can actually tell the truth. If I can get enough people that are doing that, then I don't have to worry about deplatforming and things like that. But the ESG factor in this is such a big deal. And it drives me crazy because ultimately it's becoming a partisan issue where you have red state governors that are really engaging in this, and God bless them, we need it. But at the same time, I wish it weren't partisan in nature. I wish we understood that having a monolithic globalist perspective on how to utilize and manipulate capital markets to try and reimagine the world in your image, well, you're not always going to be in charge. Just the same concept of like, do you want Donald Trump to have these powers? No, you don't. Well, then maybe it's not okay when Biden does it. Same concept with ESG. Yes, right now it is being utilized to propagate a very neoliberal world order. Well, what if that dynamic changes? Because it inevitably will. Maybe it'll be 100 years, but it's going to change at some point. Do we want big business to be reimagining our civilization? Like, the answer to me is clearly no, particularly when it's nameless, faceless bankers that are primarily responsible for this stuff, or if they are known, they're at Davos with 500 security guards
and hookers,
5,000
and hookers. 5,000 was it?
5,000 soldiers.
Oh my God!
That were given police power for coercion.
If you need 5,000 soldiers to protect yourself, you're doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong. True. And like, I'm not at all wanting them to be threatened or injured at all. But there's a reason that people are so concerned about your trying to manipulate and coerce the entire world. We're talking 8 billion people that you want all to live in this particular worldview where carbon emissions are such a danger, where the thing that I exhale makes me a danger to every man, woman, and child on earth. It's a very anti-human perspective, and ultimately it's anti-capitalist. This is one other talking point that I have to get across, is that this is not capitalism that we're dealing with. And when people talk about it as if it is, it drives me absolutely insane. Right. This is a fascistic model.
Correct.
Crystal clear fascistic model. And you can't then hold that up and say, look at all of these evil things that are happening in our world. Right. This is why we have to go towards socialism. We're basically down that path already.
You know the big challenge is? These ESG companies, ESG is the prerequisite for financial investment.
Yes.
So in West Virginia, these fossil fuel companies, coal or whatever, are like, hey, we need a loan of $5 million to expand our operation, hire more employees. And they go, no. And then someone comes out and says, we want to do Drag Queen Story. And they're like, oh, how much do you need for that? And you know where that money comes from? The Federal Reserve. How do you compete with an industry that can print infinite money for itself?
You cannot abolish the Federal Reserve.
But doesn't that make this whole thing?
It just means it's harder. And that means we need all of these companies that are in the independent and anti-establishment space to be operating on the exact same capacity. Don't hire woke people.
Right.
Hire people who believe in freedom.
Yeah.
Empower people who believe in freedom. So this is the point of...
And if you're a consumer of that media, support people that are providing that media. You really have to. Like, you have to. If you want to see that, you have to actually contribute.